WWE traded in the Elimination Chamber event in its traditional place for Fastlane, then ultimately decided that they couldn't resist having a year without the pay-per-view, so let's turn the Elimination Chamber into a WWE Network-only show on a date that was initially a house show.
The pain, the suffering.
Sounds like he's describing this job.
The Elimination Chamber is back.
Even despite the fact that this event took place at the end of May, I wouldn't consider this as a return to the Elimination Chamber because this is still 1 year after the last one.
Are enclosed in their respective pods.
I think the word you are searching for, Lillian, is respective, not perspective. Perspective refers to points of view on situations. Also, I like the idea of a WWE Tag Team Championship Elimination Chamber match, but since this is the first one ever, it's gotta deliver to the point where we want to see it again. This match does the complete opposite. In this match, only the New Day were allowed to have all three members compete inside the Elimination Chamber. Meanwhile, Los Matadores did not get such luxury. Yet somehow El Torito was allowed to be inside the cage, even though he's not a legal participant.
WWE Tag Team.
Lillian Garcia was confused at first regarding what titles the New Day held given the long pause in her introduction.
Xavier Woods is a bit claustrophobic.
The WWE made it a big deal that Xavier Woods is claustrophobic as he's about to be locked inside a chamber pod. But when Xavier is actually inside the pod, no problem whatsoever. They could have at least made some comedic moments with that. Meanwhile, on this far side of the arena,
Connor and Victor off to a fast start against.
With all due respect, I wouldn't necessarily say the way the Ascension starts off against the Lucha Dragons could be considered fast, since they're attacking slowly and methodically. Gotta word it right.
Their teammate, tremendous height. Wow.
Man, that is one of the softest landings on the metal floor that I have ever seen inside the Elimination Chamber. No surprise that it was done by Sin Cara.
Triple H lasted nearly 40 minutes.
Very nice history, the Elimination Chamber, but none of those guys are in this match, nor was the first Chamber match set to be for the tag team titles. Let's talk about this match currently going on, Michael.
And meanwhile,
the New Day are assholes.
Or are they trying to pull him down into that pod where
Well, if they did that, wouldn't Xavier Woods suddenly have a massive panic attack due to the claustrophobia you guys kept bringing up during the entrances? Or have we just forgotten all about that like I figured you would? Probably just answer my own question.
an Elimination Chamber match?
Damn it, WWE, I started counting down from 10 when you revealed the countdown clock in the corner before realizing we still had almost 2 minutes left to go. Fuck you.
Kalisto still can't get his leg free.
Actually, Kalisto has gotten his leg free by that point. He's laying down on top of the pod, not hanging through the ceiling.
And he's gonna fly.
After everything the New Day did to him, I'm surprised that Kalisto hasn't at least put his feet at the edge of the pod where they can't reach him, or at least stop doing the lucha chant and fly onto the Ascension before New Day tries to pull him back in.
Look at him again.
The New Day are assholes.
From within a pod, neutral.
Infracción de copyright. Oh, now the New Day aren't doing anything to hurt Kalisto? They could have honestly been an assist to Tyson Kidd.
Into the match off a superplex, perhaps. That would have.
Cesaro is freaking amazing, no doubt about that. Always manages to amaze me no matter what match type he's in. I'd like to personally see what he could do inside Hell in a Cell. Also, once again, why bother showing the clock if we're not even close to the next entrant? We're gonna keep doing this all night.
Watch this, JR. JR? Did I say JR? Yes, you said JR.
Michael Cole just said exactly what I was about to say, taking a mighty risk and asking him if he wants to join me as the WWE center. Oh, thank God he didn't answer his phone. Also, just like Jerry Lawler and JBL made fun of Michael Cole 2 years ago for his phone screensaver all night long, now we gotta hear Michael Cole and JBL making fun of Jerry Lawler for mistaking Michael for Jim Ross all night long. Hooray!
I had a flashback.
What flashback involving Jim Ross could you possibly have seen when it comes to the Tag Team Elimination Chamber matches when this is the first ever?
I had a flashback. This is not gonna be good.
Cesaro is well known for swinging his opponents around, so why didn't he just swing Kalisto left and right against the cage instead of pulling him up for a you can escape and counter now move?
No. Wait a minute. Enter the pod.
Again, why was an El Torito sent outside the cage by the referees prior to this match beginning if he was not legally allowed to compete? All of a sudden he is allowed to compete? What the hell is going on here? Kalisto ends up spending a lot of time at the top of the cage because nobody was paying attention to him. Imagine how funny it'd be if he took a risk, missed everyone, and crashed on the canvas in an awkward, well, that just happened moment.
What on? Oh, man!
Connor didn't even get hit by Kalisto at all, but fell down for the joy of falling down.
Pick up the scraps! Cover! Oh.
Tyson Kidd is a complete fucking idiot. This was Los Matadores trying to eliminate the Ascension, a team he's not even part of. Yet he breaks up the pinfall and saves an enemy team. What a fucking dumbass!
That's it. And the Ascension.
I'm surprised Tyson Kidd didn't jump in to break up that pinfall. Maybe he was just a dick to Los Matadores and cared about the Ascension a lot. Also, sadly, this is the only bit of great momentum the Ascension ever gets in their tenure on the main roster. What a shame.
I enjoy a good clothesline.
JBL's creepy erection for clotheslines. If we were making a big deal about Xavier Woods being claustrophobic, then the referee should have pretended the door was stuck. Bottom line is, if you're going to make a big deal like when R-Truth was afraid of heights in ladder matches, then capitalize and do something on it. No fair, Kofi Kingston had a head start in that triple suplex.
Sent into a pod, great strategy! Locking Woods in the pod!
They didn't lock Xavier in the pod at all. They only closed the door. Xavier can easily just open it and get back into the match, you stupid dumbass.
Hey, from behind! Darren got it!
While Darren Young was pinning Cesaro, Tyson Kidd was also pinning Kofi Kingston. So when you think about it, the primetime players won this match and should be the new tag team champions. Fuck, we need more than one referee in this match. Also, there are referees outside the cage looking on at the action. How did none of them see the obvious pinfall from Tyson to Kofi and alert the referee that the match is entirely over? That one moment when you realized that Kofi Kingston executed the same strategy Randy Orton did to him 5 years ago in this very match. Very nice callback to that moment in 2010. Sad to say that the first ever tag team elimination chamber match was lackluster. In some ways, I can see why fans begged me to send this event for over 5 years. Unless this isn't what they expected, which I've been known to do from time to time. These flashbacks to previous Money in the Bank ladder matches goes on all night long and are not necessarily needed for an Elimination Chamber event.
What about making him jealous?
Cannot believe that WWE has been making Lana act like a complete whore for the better part of 5 years. Nikki Bella is making her entrance for the Divas Championship match, but it's more important to focus on the ring announcer than the person she's actually introducing. Priorities, folks.
The Elimination Chamber is presented by...
Skip! Who gives a shit about Hulu? Oh, that's why the fans are begging me to send this event. It's one of the last Hulu promoted pay-per-views I have yet to tackle.
So again, the rules.
Oh, look at that. The timekeeper hit 3 sins on the counter the moment Michael Cole started to bring up the rules of a triple threat match. After all these years, even the shows themselves know when the sins are coming.
That's at least over the announce table onto us.
Pervert.
Just now getting to her feet. That would have...
What in the hell was that? Paige aimed a super kick at Naomi, missed completely, but it was still enough to put her down. Wow. Honestly, Naomi had the match in control and was about to inflict more damage on Nikki Bella. But apparently, yelling "my time" is more important than the Divas Championship.
Don't take time to talk smack, it could cost you.
Nikki Bella likely saw Paige's missed super kick, assumed the force was real, and attempted to do it herself, but failed in the process. The force requires training to master, not unless you're Rey Skywalker.
Hey, now we're going to win the Divas Championship.
I gotta honestly remove a sin for the funny way Paige kicked out. The only part of her body that moved was her right arm, which she used to shove off Naomi in a "get the fuck off me" moment.
Yeah, especially when you call me JR.
Let it go already.
We are going to fight, but it's going to be on my terms.
This entire promo between John Cena and Kevin Owens leading into their Absolute Classic match. That is all that needs to be said to activate the removal of a sin.
The champ is here!
The same could be said for Kevin Owens, Jerry, because remember that this is a champion versus champion match.
Now, the thing about Kevin Owens...
Championship dick measuring contest. Neither title is on the line, so I don't see the reason why we should bother.
It's got to be like something you never...
Hold on, Kevin. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. The fans are chanting, "Let's go Cena. Cena sucks." That's the cue for my 5-minute break from wrestling. Got your nose.
We're settling into the kind of pace that Owens likes.
Actually, we've settled into the traditional pace of a John Cena match. Anyone who's a John Cena fan knows that every match he's been a part of involves him getting his usual beatdown for at least 15 minutes. Gotta admit, that's true.
And look at John, get him up in the air.
Jerry Lawler cringes as he talks about John Cena lifting up Kevin Owens in the air for the attitude adjustment, despite the fact that they're not exactly far apart in terms of weight.
Here's now.
By turning his back on a recovering John Cena, Kevin Owens is literally asking to get rolled up to give John the win. Monologuing is a villain's greatest weakness, Kevin, and if you're a veteran of wrestling longer than John, then you should know that fact.
It's over.
JBL shouting "it's over" jinxed Kevin Owens' momentum as he went for the win on John Cena. Don't shout that next time. John Cena is addicted to Kevin Owens. No one cares what's trending. Man, 2015 is where a majority of my most famous catchphrases were born. I can see why my fans love it when I send 2015 shows.
Again in trouble. That's not going to end well for John.
Doesn't matter how many times we see that. Kevin Owens standing on the middle rope, leaping to the top rope in a spinning formation, then a successful moonsault, even though it did not connect with his opponent. Don't often see that from wrestlers his size.
Cena's done it again.
Well, I guess we should consider these two men even on being jinxed by John Bradshaw Layfield on commentary.
Owens in a stalemate. Oh!
Kevin Owens' punch was strong with the Force, the way he used it on John Cena. Nikki Bella could learn how to use the Force from him. Copy site infringement.
Look at this!
We interrupt at Elimination Chamber 2015 to bring you the copyright infringement fest between John Cena and Randy Orton at the 2014 Royal Rumble event. Just waiting on John attempting to deliver the pop-up powerbomb next.
Oh, whoa! Springboard!
Kevin Owens was watching John Cena the entire time. He slowly ascended for the springboard stunner and could have countered at any moment.
Oh, no!
The way Kevin connects a superplex like that from the top rope is so amazing and well executed, which brings up a very important question. Why doesn't he freaking do that move anymore?
Owens, pop-up powerbomb! Cover on Cena! Hook of the leg! Owens!
Yeah, the moment we saw Kevin Owens defeat John Cena in his debut match on the main roster, we knew the future had arrived. And without a doubt, Kevin has been successful since then. That was one of the biggest upset wins in recent memory. Skip the damn pre-show panel. After what we just witnessed between Kevin Owens and John Cena, a random match between Neville and Bo Dallas doesn't exactly keep the excitement going.
Two former NXT champions.
That should honestly be exciting, given the great matches they put on in their days at NXT. However, on this pay-per-view event, it's the calm down bathroom break match. What the fuck?
Get back! Get back!
Damn, not so motivational now, are you, Bo? I believe this whole thing with you being an inspiration is a sin. P.S. Thinking optimistically is better than Bo leaving.
I'm trying to help you!
The entire existence of this match. I bet even Neville is wondering what the hell happened to this once dominant NXT champion. Ah, there's a sin I haven't said in a long-ass time. The rows of tweets sin. Damn, it's been so long since I've said a lot of these phrases and it feels so damn good to say them again.
And you're the one that called me JR.
Oh, shut up, JBO. And for the record, Jerry Lawler accidentally referred to Michael Cole as Jim Ross, not you.
Talked to him many times, all about positive things.
Well, Bo Dallas did succeed at something. He inspired me to send the living hell out of wrestling. I guess kudos to him for that.
Get involved. Dean here is going to get disqualified.
But we have absolutely nothing to say about the Authority helping Seth Rollins because we're dicks. I have all the respect in the world for Mark Henry, great competitor. However, if you're making a big deal about hiding a mystery participant in the Elimination Chamber, could it at least be someone the fans would actually be shocked at seeing? Because Mark was not exactly making a return tonight.
Just as experienced as Sheamus.
And he's mostly dangerous because he has no idea what he's doing and may accidentally win the whole thing without knowing. So many legendary Sins catchphrases. We're basically on a WWE Sins nostalgia trip with this video as we add Ryback's non-pyro to the list.
Another pin, another kick out.
Damn, this match just started and the commentators are already disinterested in it. It's as if they know this match is not going to be that great compared to previous Elimination Chamber matches in history.
Involved the tag team,
King Barrett made the boom noise fun even before the Undisputed Era did. Although taunting Mark Henry is where I gotta add us in because you just know it's gonna come back to bite the King in the ass.
Neck breaker.
Yeah.
Yes, he won the King of the Ring. That means he's King of the Universe.
Good luck trying to convince the life on other planets of this entire universe that King Barrett is their official king. Oh, you meant the WWE universe? Well, still, good luck trying to convince them of that.
Of the universe.
Ryback promoted cannibalism inside the podcast. I mean, his pod.
Come on, let the guy get out of the pod and into the match.
Jerry Lawler has a problem with smart strategies, apparently. Nothing illegal or unfair about King Barrett immediately attacking R-Truth before he could get out of the pod. Okay, now the King is booming a little too much. It was fun at first, but it's been 5 minutes and he's done it at least once per minute.
What's up? I'll tell you what's down. King Barrett.
Actually, Dolph Ziggler is the one who's down. King Barrett is on his feet in the corner. May want to try that again, Jerry.
Uh-oh.
Well, look at that. Taunting Mark Henry came back to bite King Barrett in the ass. Who could have seen that coming? Although, let's take a sin off because we finally see a wrestler get accidentally released into the Elimination Chamber way before it's their turn to enter because of a destroyed pod. That was freaking hilarious to see Mark Henry confused on whether or not this is legal. But I'm putting that sin back because if it turns out getting released early makes you eligible to compete, then why doesn't everyone try to escape or break the pod glass?
It's somebody else's.
I like how the spotlights are not shining on Mark Henry's empty pod, but his name is still present. I love good comedy in wrestling. Although, since Mark was technically not officially released, they should have just hit the buzzer, making his participation legal, and then restarted the countdown, instead of releasing two guys in the 4-minute span.
Underneath the boot, Dolph Ziggler. Dolph is back. Hey.
Wow, great series of counters from both Dolph Ziggler and King Barrett. Alright, things are starting to pick up.
Wasteland.
Seriously, why do wrestlers keep fucking doing this in Elimination Chamber matches? Interrupting pinfalls to prevent eliminations when getting rid of opponents is kinda how you win the freaking match. Here are 5 cents because this has happened way too much tonight. It's as if these 4 guys are intentionally stalling time so Sheamus' pod can open and they can go after him immediately. This goes on for the remaining minute. This is the most unbelievable moment of a pod door being stuck, since you can clearly see the referee pressing against the door with one hand while he's trying to open it with the other. Also, it was later revealed that Sheamus planned this by putting his Celtic cross into the connect and lock area inside the cage. But my question is, why the hell is there one of those inside the pod itself? Also, since it was so easy to set Mark Henry free earlier, how about Mark runs into Sheamus' pod and obliterates it, thus freeing him into the match?
Wow, from behind, R-Truth looking to steal one.
Commentator stupidly refers to a roll-up as stealing the victory cliche. The Sin's nostalgia trip continues.
Goodbye, R-Trizzle.
R-Trizzle.
We saw before. Indeed it is.
The fans are starting to chant for Jerry Lawler. That proves how boring this match is becoming. Because holy crap, what happened to the usual excitement inside the Elimination Chamber? What a shame that Sheamus didn't connect a bro kick on Dolph Ziggler as Dolph fell back a little too early. But it was somehow still enough to eliminate Dolph, I suppose. Sheamus tries to escape from Ryback by heading back into his pod. The problem isn't the fact that it's been relocked. The problem is Sheamus already threw Dolph Ziggler and shattered the glass, so how could he possibly hide in there?
Ryback! It's the Intercontinental!
Honestly, Ryback deserves the praise for his Intercontinental Championship win here as he earned it. And since it's his only singles title, why not? Wait a minute, didn't we see this match already?
Become absolutely invincible.
It's been pretty much a year by now, and Dean Ambrose is still complaining about Seth Rollins turning on the Shield. Dude, move on with your life. Just saying. About 50 seconds of sitting around watching Seth Rollins smiling as we wait for Dean Ambrose to show up. Is he running late or something? Title kissing.
He's scary.
Honestly, the only person scared of Dean Ambrose, aside from Seth Rollins, is JBL. And by the way, a majority of this match is JBL talking smack about Dean, so I might get a little pissed off. Now, what else is new?
And the Hobbits are calling for timeout.
First of all, referring to J&J Security as Hobbits isn't as funny when the commentators are casually referring to them as that. Secondly, Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury have years of experience in professional wrestling, yet they believe that timeouts are a thing.
She tweeted out, calling
Here's a send-off for Dean laying down, pretending to be unconscious out of boredom. I'm with him on that.
Reigns and Ambrose being together. Reigns...
Discount Shawn Michaels.
Dean Ambrose has a personality a lot like Steve Austin.
No offense, but there was no way in hell that you could compare Dean Ambrose to friggin' Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't see a single similarity. If anyone else does, that's great, but I just don't.
Throws away to keep the championship.
Dean's shoulder came off the canvas well before the referee continued the count to 2. That was a 1 count, not a 2 count. I'm betting the Authority promised him a raise if he made sure Seth Rollins retained.
Corner, went for the running bulldog, and J&J.
The referee clearly sees J&J Security getting involved in pulling Seth Rollins out of the ring. He should do his job and eject them. This is fucking stupid.
He does. Man, oh man.
Seth Rollins be like, dude, I've known you for years. Your little rope flip trick won't work on me.
Jamie Noble screaming over here.
That's Joey Mercury, not Jamie Noble. Jerry Lawler is really confusing everyone apart tonight, isn't he?
That's right.
Seth wasting all the time in the world taunting Dean, especially during moments when he's in complete control of the match. Freaking stop it already.
Dean Ambrose. Oh no.
Ow, my lunaticky ass!
No! Yes!
We got JBL rooting for Seth Rollins, while Jerry Lawler is rooting for Dean Ambrose. I bet Michael Cole feels awkward in the middle, being the only neutral commentator.
No, wait! Oh, come on!
The referee gets knocked down at the crucial point of the match cliche. Almost done with this video and the nostalgia continues. Man, I fucking love you guys.
No!
Guarantee if this was the other way around, the referee wouldn't have reversed the decision when it came to the disqualification.
Is Seth.
The only good thing that came out of this was Seth Rollins and his meme face, but even that's not enough to make up for this disaster pay-per-view.
Now Ambrose is in trouble.
Post-match assault.